Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of United State of Mind. Hey, it's been a minute since me and Cam have been together, bro. Long weekend. Cam was unfortunately sick, but my boy is back. I wouldn't say better than ever. I think it's still kicking his ass slightly. But Cam, how are you today, bro?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm here. You know what I mean? Don't want to be gone for too long. Try to get through it. But yeah, man, I'm here. United didn't make it any better though. But you know what I mean? We move. And yeah, man, people hit the like button, share this as well. We're gonna be with you guys for the next hour or so. So make sure you hit them like button, man, and share this. We saying though.
Nah, I mean, I can't complain, bro. Um, it's another day on Twitter getting cooked. People coming for me. They
Yeah,
didn't
what
like the
else?
Coutinho.
What's going on there, bruv? What's going on there? Like, I'm
You-
always,
you-
anytime
you-
I go on Twitter, I'm just seeing you fighting, bro. I don't engage in that stuff no more, man. You think I'm fighting? Yo, I'm telling you, bro.
bro,
Not everything is
I'm
needed. Fake.
I'm the timeline main character. What was that tweet a while back saying you never want? There's always one main character on the timeline every day, and you never
Bro,
want to be that main character.
I'm
Bro,
telling you,
they're writing a 7-book series about me right now, bro.
you've taken that. You engage with everyone so much that people just think they can just talk anyhow now,
Hey man,
say anything they want. But what was that all about? What happened there?
bro, you know what's funny, right? So basically, it was like that podcast I was telling you about. Who's the most overrated players in Premier League history? And one of the players I selected was Coutinho. And I basically said, like, Coutinho, for me, I see a lot of Liverpool fans saying he's one of the best 10s in Premier League history. He's like, he could have been the level of De Bruyne and Ozil. And I basically said, for me, bar 17-18, that first half of the season when it was like him, Salah, Firmino, and Mane, I never thought Coutinho was at an elite level at Liverpool. Like, for me, he was very inconsistent. He had moments of magic, very technical. But for me, I would put him at that lower ring of like number 10s. Like, I said, for me, I didn't say he was better than this person, but I said I would have a conversation on Bruno and Coutinho based on their times in the Premier League. Not on who's the better footballer, but I would put them together. And to be honest, bro, I thought most people actually agreed with me. It was mostly just Liverpool fans like coming for me.
Yes, the thing about it is that I mean, obviously, when people say overrated, they always automatically think that you mean rubbish or whatever, innit?
Right.
I don't. To be fair to Liverpool fans, I don't really see them put them in discussion with. I don't
Hey
really
man,
see, you know. I mean,
if I
put
show
them.
you some of the replies, they were proving my point, bro. Because these guys were. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
That's crazy talk. You know what I'm trying to say? Of course, he doesn't sit on the table with KDB and all of that. I do remember at the time, you know, Ozil was going through his up and downs, and people will have Coutinho there as well. I do
Yeah,
remember
for me,
that, but
never, man. For me, he was never on the level. I would even ask you this: was he ever at the like? Give you the option of peak Coutinho or peak Ericsson. Who are you taking?
I always liked Coutinho, but I do appreciate that Ericsson was more consistent.
Yeah,
If that's a fact, Ericsson was more consistent at Spurs than Coutinho was. I always saw Coutinho as um
a match winner. Coutinho can win
a
you a.
moments
Yeah,
player. He's a moments player. Do you know what
yeah.
I mean? He was nice to look at, nice watch. He might give you an outside the foot part, ball roll, whatever, and then he
Mm,
could hit a screamer from nowhere. But
no
I,
doubt.
I like watching him. But bro, I used to say the same thing where it's like this guy. I used to say the same. I used to say it about Asensio as well. I used to be like, I don't get like he's just like a Coutinho. You know what I mean? They might do. Then they're gonna score Wildy. You're gonna remember that Wildy for the next 3
Defo.
months. And
He's a match of the day player, bro.
yeah, no, I get it. I get it. He was nice though. He was nice, and I don't think he's one of the most overrated players in history. That's a bit far, but yeah, but he's but he was a bit overrated. Not overrated. Sorry, he was a bit inconsistent, and he never
Mm.
really. Yeah, that half season that you mentioned. I think you mentioned something about half season.
He was
I,
elite that half season. He was unbelievable.
yeah, no, I agree with that. That half season was mad. He got the move and then didn't work out. But look, you're talking about Coutinho in general. Like
Yeah,
he's had a very inconsistent career. It's as
yeah.
simple as that. It's like James Rodriguez as well. Like very
Perfect
inconsistent,
example. Yeah.
inconsistent careers. Amazing talents. When they're on it, it's like woo. But when it's off, eventually it always fizzles out. And it's the same at
Mm.
Aston Villa now. Remember, he started at Aston Villa. We were like, whoa. And then again, it fizzled out. Same with
Yeah.
James at Everton. Started great. So I liked Coutinho. Yeah, I liked Coutinho, but yeah. I've always liked Coutinho. So I think that was a bit
Mm.
harsh. But I don't think
Hey.
it's worth like I saw people saying I can never watch anything that liaison. That's why I have
Bro, 700 quotes.
Yeah, 700.
No, I'm telling you, bro. You go through them. I think most of them are actually agreeing with me, bro. I'm telling you, like I was going through it. You seen that Homelander video where like everyone's cheering in the background? He starts like nervously laughing. That was me, bro. I was expecting to get cooked, and more people were probably agreeing than disagreeing. Yeah. That music in the background's like, dude.
You know what is it, man, bro? You know what? Yeah, I've been in this position before. On Twitter, bro. Like you're the one that when you say something, people are trying to jump on it. I've been in that as well, but now I don't even. People say something, oh yeah. I say, all right, cool, well done. You need to get your head checked. Yeah, I do. Thanks a lot, man. I ain't gonna be doing all of that. Do you know what I'm saying? So that Cancelo thing, people are trying to wait for you to slip, and they'll try and jump. And it is what it is.
I told people I'm taking more bullets for Cancelo than Cancelo is, bro. People are coming for me before they come for Cancelo.
Bro, this is what happens, bro. This is what happens with loads of things, bro. I have people coming to me, for example, let's say for someone like Conte. Man United beat Spurs. People were at me saying, talk about Conte.
Like it's not your team that just won.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like people are at me before they at Spurs fans. I'm like, I don't care, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not that deep, but yeah, you know what I mean? But we move anyway. You get me? Yeah, 100%. Smiles. I'm on my diplomatic. Yeah, man.
Diplomatic community. Okay. Max, yes, we will be having World Cup content on this channel every day, man. Whether it's stoppage time, whether it's us two on final whistle, whether it's 32 and 32, which we got the last few days of coming up. Bro, we got you for the World Cup for sure. Which brings us to
Ash, sorry. Everyone is stealing that, innit? Hey, yes, Ash, you saw it. Bare people are remixing my tweet. That went viral, yeah. Everyone's remixing it in a way, doing what they're doing. I'm like, I see y'all. You could just hit the retweet button. You know what I mean? You could just quote it, but yeah,
they buy in your flow.
We move, man. You know what I'm saying? But we move.
I was gonna say, let's get into the real reason why we're here today. United State of Mind. This ain't a Coutinho show, even though I'd love it to be. Like I said, we haven't seen each other in a minute, so we weren't together during the weekend for the Villa game. Obviously, you weren't on stoppage time either, so I didn't really get to get your direct views on the game. I think most people have heard what I really had to say about that. Give me your overall consensus, your bite-sized review of United versus Aston Villa.
Felt like it was coming. United need to stop these. Once you go down, it has to mean floodgates open. That's something that is within the camp. That needs to stop. That L kind of felt like it was going to happen. With the new manager bounce, blah, blah, blah. You always felt like it's going to happen. But I just think the players, ultimately, you're going to get this from these guys. And how did I end the Europa show before the absence? I ended the Europa show by saying, people need to remember, these are still the same players and same squad that people were sitting there and saying, oh, this guy should never wear the shirt again. This guy should never play for Man United again. This guy should be in the Championship. This guy should be playing for Bournemouth. All of this type of stuff, right? These are still the same players, bruv. Just because it's a new manager, these are still the same players. So ultimately, yes, your manager can hide certain things, can improve certain performances. However, the inconsistency from this group is never really going to change, bro. It's never really going to change. This squad will never be good enough to do anything serious. And when I say serious, I'm talking win trophies, compete for titles. Not can we make top four? We finished fourth, 40 points off the table. Wow, what a successful season. No, this team, Arsenal have shown already that, we didn't get Champions League. Doesn't matter because we're improving, we're building our squad, and now we're challenging for the title. They're not in the Champions League. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So people might see and like, yo, United get fourth. What a season. Nah, bruv. Is the squad going to improve further than that? Because if it's the same players, then Man United are not going to do anything, bro. Like, you got to deep it. Man, we're calling for Martial to come on, someone that's been here 8 years, going on 9 years or whatever it's gonna be, somebody that wanted to leave the club. Let's remember that he wanted to leave the club, went on to Sevilla on loan, scored 1 goal, come back. We're relying on him. That is the position Man United. You're relying on Martial to be fit. You have Ronaldo, who's not that guy anymore. Cool, he's still up there. You're relying on him because he's the only guy that can actually be available. You're having to put, I mean, you're relying on it. Our front three against Aston Villa, 17-year-old, Rashford on the right, and a 38-year-old striker. What is that gonna do, bro?
Nah, it's terrible. I mean?
What is that gonna do? And then when you think about, I'll get on to what I think Ten Hag done wrong, because it's not all about only the players in these cases, but you go through this squad, the players are just not good enough, bro. Not good enough. Eriksen, we know, is a stopgap. Lately, it's been getting a bit for Eriksen.
We'll talk on that for sure.
He's playing too much, we'll talk on it. But Donny Van der Beek, listen, we'll get into him as well. But overall, Lindelof, again, how long has he been here? Lindelof, for me, and I've said it before, and I don't even want to be hard, for me, he's our. People might say Maguire or whatever, but I think he is one of the worst centre-backs that's played for Man United, in my opinion. Like, there's not been a partnership in which I've thought Lindelof looks good. Not one. Eric Bailly, next to Eric Bailly, next to Maguire, next to Varane, next to Martinez, next to... Every single one that man has formed a partnership. Smalling, it's mid. He's mid, bro. Do you know what I mean? And we're still relying on him because Varane can't stay fit. This is the position that we're in. The squad is not good enough. It's not balanced. It's not good enough. So ultimately, we're going to have to remember this. And I feel like United fans are on edge. United fans are on edge, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? You're on edge because of PTSD and we've been in these moments and it can go left. But what we need to do is we need to just keep it real, man. Like, players need to go and players need to come in. The rocky ride, it's going to be a rocky ride. You know what I mean? Oh, don't get it twisted. I want Champions League football. I'm not saying, if we don't get it, well, it's the players. I want Champions League football. However, it's just not good enough. Do you know what I mean? And yes, splash Rashford as well. As I said, Rashford on the right. Rashford as well. We're still relying on him. We're relying on players that have been here 8 years and haven't done anything really for Manchester United. So we're just in that moment, man. I can't believe it. Yeah, I was sitting there and I was like, talking about Arsenal to my boy, and I was like, rah, Arsenal even got rid of Pepe, you know. Pepe will have a testimonial at United, you know.
Yeah.
Man United signed Pepe for 75 million, he would have had a testimonial, bro.
It would still be on unlocking Pepe.
We would still be unlocking Pepe, bro.
Yeah.
We would still be relying on this guy. Arsenal got rid of him, bro. I was like, yo, they're actually don't care. They're like, bro.
This is a serious club, bro. I think this is the stat right here. Aiden says here, Arteta has only kept 8 players from the initial 30-plus squad he inherited, and 3 of them are academy players. The other ones I'm trying to think.
Xhaka.
What's his name? Xhaka, of course.
He signed Partey, or was that Emery?
Partey. I think he signed Partey. Yeah, he signed Partey.
Okay, Partey.
No, Partey is his signing, so he wasn't there when he didn't inherit him.
Xhaka,
inherited him. Tierney, I think he inherited. Yeah, Holding as well.
Rob Holding. I don't know. El Neni.
Yeah, you're really you're digging for scraps, bro. That's what I keep. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the thing. Yeah, like, you've got to gut the squad. You've got to, like, and this is why I was saying to you, Liaz, bro, this Luke Shaw thing, bro. Nah, listen, I'm not even gonna dig him out, but it's still part of the same point I'm trying to make.
Of course.
Why are we relying on Luke Shaw? Still, we signed him in 2013. Or was it 14? Sorry, I don't know which one. 2013-14 season, right?
14-15.
No, 14-15. We signed him in 2014. Next season is the 2023-24 season, bro. We're relying on these same Man.
But that's the thing though, Cam, right? And I think you even tweeted it you tweeted it yesterday saying like some perspective for United fans. And I saw in the quotes, I was reading them, people were like saying, "Oh, no one is like misunderstanding the situation." I don't think that's correct. I think people, like you're saying, we're going a little too far, bro.
Look,
At the end of the day, you look at Arsenal, right? They're first in the league, but this has been a process for them. This is 3 years in the making. This is transfer window after transfer window, after transfer window after transfer window of overhauling the squad and renewing it with new players. Ten Hag has come in now and brought in 4 or 5 players, and to be fair to him, those are probably 4 or 5 of our best players. The thing with United now is they have to continue backing him and continue persisting in the windows and bring in those new players. But until the same group of players from last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, Cam, I saw on Twitter the other day, bro, the PSG lineup away that we started with, 7 of those players that started against PSG, where Rashford scored that goal, are still at the club. Up until last season, 9 of them were because Pogba and Lingard left in the summer. I remember Ollie saying after the Everton game, saying, "I'm going to be a success here, and there's going to be players that aren't going to be successful here." Half of them are still here, bro. Half of them are still here. So we're still relying on players that, forget about Ollie, they were here under Mourinho. Some of them were here under Van Gaal. So fans need to have some perspective in the fact that this is a squad that, like you continue saying, was the worst Man United squad in Premier League history. In the history of the Premier League, and it's the same players.
Just last, and then when I put that post, so in context for people that ain't seen the post, basically there's a post about Arsenal since Aubameyang left, right? And it started from like the 8th of December or 7th of December to the 8th of November. So like, let's just say like around nearly a year, right? So we can maybe say the whole of 2022 calendar year or the end of whatever, or 2021 to now. Man United sits 7th in that table. Man United have -2 goal difference over a whole year. A whole year, and people were having meltdowns after the Villa game as if they expect this Man United team to go wild and go on some 9-10 game winning streak. It's seriously not going to happen, regardless of who the manager is. It's not going to happen. I can't have a meltdown over a loss to Villa. Don't get twisted. I'm pissed that it happened. I'm disappointed, but I can't have a meltdown and sit there and think to myself, damn, what's going on? What's this process? Nah, man. Nah, we need to change this squad around big time. So yeah, but we can go into what we think about certain individuals or Ten Hag's decisions in the game and stuff. I don't know. Maybe you guys spoke about it, I think maybe on Stoppage Time, but
yeah,
me starting Donny. Look, Donny's not a Premier League player, bro. He's just not. And if he does become a Premier League player, he's going to be an average one for an average team. It's as simple as that. He's not a player that you need to think, what if we move him on and he explodes? If he does, off you go, mate. Do you know what I mean? Off you go. Go and do your thing somewhere else. I keep saying Donny was arguably the worst technical player in the Ajax team. I don't really get why we go on as if like he's this unreal technician that was in the Ajax system. In the Ajax system, he was there to run off and be the shadow man and put the ball in the back of the net. Do you know what I mean? He's not this unreal technician. He's not physical. He can't handle the pace of the Premier League.
He doesn't dribble past players. He doesn't have a killer pass to him. He's not exceptionally skillful. Like, I don't understand. I'm completely with you. He's a tidy player, and his best attribute is what he does off the ball. I've always said personally, Ken, any midfielder, and whether you want to consider him a false or I don't even know what position he plays, honestly, but any player whose best attributes come when they don't have the football at their feet, I'm automatically questioning you. This
is the thing, right? And it's so funny because when he signed, I wasn't super familiar with him. So when I did it, I watched bare videos of him, and I did a proofs in the puds early, and I said he kind of looks like a bit like Aaron Ramsey a little bit, but like off the ball movement and stuff. But Ramsey is way more intense, way more ambitious, way more just all the physicality side Ramsey has over him. But I was like, he kind of looks like people like, no, you're getting him wrong. He's this kind of, and I was like, all right, cool. And now everyone's like, the best thing about him is off the ball. I'm like, well, that's what I was saying in the beginning, bruv. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I could tell off one video, bro, that this guy is not that guy particularly. So obviously everyone was calling for him in that. Don't get twisted. I love Aaron Ramsey, by the way, but everyone was everyone was rooting for him in that period where Man United were terrible. So you're like, come on, surely, man, this guy had a Champions League run, bring him in. Yeah, what's going on? But ultimately, he's not. He's just not that. He's just not that guy, and he's somebody that United need to move on with no hesitation.
Yeah.
I mean, don't hoarder him, bro. Don't have him hoarding here, lingering around, sitting around. Get rid of him. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, give these guys what you're doing. Look at the treatment Wan-Bissaka's getting. Wan-Bissaka's just getting shun out, and we know he's gonna go. This is how you get guys out of your club. This is how you get guys out of your club, man. So for me, you got to start getting rid of these type of players, and let's not waste time. Let's not waste time. You're a big club, bro. Remember the days where it was flipping an honor, a privilege to play for United. That's how it needs to be. It can't just be like, oh, I'm here, oh, we're dead, oh, I'm not getting given my chance. Bye. Yeah, I'm trying to say that's what Arteta's doing. That's what Klopp does. These guys have built back the respect that Liverpool deserve, built back the respect that Arsenal deserve, where you're going to go there and be like, yo, I play for Arsenal. You know what I mean? Repping it with pride, not all this nonsense, man. Man are giving Donny on loan to
You went on loan to Everton last year. Yeah, you couldn't break into the team.
Everton did nothing, and we're relying on him now.
Yeah.
Martial went on loan to Sevilla, did nothing. We're relying on him now. These guys, what is that? That is the position we're in. You know what I'm trying to say? So United needs to just move on from a lot of guys and sign better. But Ten Hag has to learn the Premier League better as well. He has to learn the Premier League better. You can't be playing guys like that in away games like this, in moments where you know the team are going to outrun you. You look at guys like Jacob Ramsey and that. They're athletes, bro. Yeah. They're here to run you into the ground.
And I said it too, right? Eriksen and Van de Beek together is the least intense midfield pairing in the Premier League, bro. There's no athleticism. There's no energy. There's no bite in there. And in the Premier League, in fact, forget about the Premier League. Any league, that's going to get exposed. And even more so in the Premier League. Before you go into what you're going to say, because I definitely agree with what you're about to say. I see a lot of people, Yusuf has the super chat, so I'll highlight his. But a lot of people are repeating that Van de Beek, the issue is he hasn't been given enough of a chance. I'll let you, go ahead.
Look, you can talk about people not being given a chance, but has he ever taken any of his chances that he has been given?
No.
What has he done to give him a run in the team that is, you should say, let's give him 5, 6, 7 games in a row, in a row? Not much. You got to look at the profile of the player. I understand if you rate Van de Beek, I get this stance, this point. Give him a chance, blah blah blah. But me, from my what's the word? My own eyes and how I rate him, I don't rate him. So that's enough for me. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I've seen enough. I have seen enough. That's my problem. I've seen enough. Maybe other people think, oh no, there's a player in there. But I'm sorry, if you're not for me.
And here's another thing too.
I've seen enough.
And I see a lot of people saying like, oh, we have Bruno in there. Like everyone knows me and Cam are not Bruno's biggest fans. And I'm going to speak this just from my mind. There is nothing that Van de Beek has shown to suggest that he should play above Bruno. And this is coming from someone who's very critical of Bruno Fernandes's game. But no matter what you say about Bruno, I actually think United missed him over the weekend because you talk about guile, you talk about bite, you talk about at least energy. Bruno provides all of those things. With Van de Beek, it's like a ghost, man. The guy is making off the ball runs when you need someone to kind of get on the ball and make a difference. And this guy is trying to make off the ball runs. For me, United needs difference makers. They need difference makers. Van de Beek in an ideal world maybe is perfect for a team that everything is already perfectly set up. The system is fluid, like at Ajax, and like every player is kind of like put into a role, put into a box, and that's their role. United does not have that kind of liberty to be just having players who play one specific role, and if the rest of the team isn't built around it, they can't perform.
Yeah. Listen, if people still want to give Van de Beek a chance, that's for them, but it's part of the problem, bro. It's part of the problem. When Ten Hag has his full available squad, Van de Beek is not going to be anywhere near it. He's just not. So people just need to accept that. Fit or not, he can be the most fit player in the whole team. He's not going to be part of it. And that's his former manager. So we're now talking about, he hasn't been given this many. He's been injured most of the season as well. Like, so you can't even rely on him on that side of things either. Like, It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. A top
I
team
want
would
to
have
say
got
this.
through.
I want to say this to Z too, right? Like, I see a lot of people saying he just needed a chance. This is the third United manager who's come in now, and fourth, to be honest, if you even want to include Carrick, who's looked at Van de Beek and said, "I can't rely on this guy in my team." If it was one, sure. If it was two, even maybe. When it's three, and including the guy who basically gave Van de Beek his break, and this, if you want to say, discovered Van de Beek, and Van de Beek's best period of football ever came under Ten Hag. And I understand he's been injured at times right now, but let's be honest. When everyone is fit, Van de Beek is still not getting into Ten Hag's preferred 11. Let's be completely
No,
frank here.
he's
At
not.
that
He'll
point,
still be
you
like,
have
he'll
to
be
start
like,
looking at the player. It can't always just be the managers aren't giving him chances. If three managers don't rate you to be a starter in their team, you got to start looking at the player.
but the gaps in the midfield. You had Ericsson who was playing poor, and we've mentioned Ericsson. I remember when we came on this show about a month ago, and I was like, I think Ericsson's playing too much, and people were
Yeah.
like, Cam, you need to look at Ericsson's stats. He actually runs the most, and he's got one of the best fitness, and he plays consecutive games for Spurs and all this. And I was like, yo, no disrespect. You don't really want to tread on that topic about his heart and all this type of things. But I was just kind of like, the guy has come from near death, bro, to be playing every single 90 minutes in a position which in the 10 role, you can maybe cheat a little bit. You might be able to, he's playing in this in a newer role in a way, in this center mid role, and having to try and play that 90 minutes every single. He looks caked, bro. He looks cooked. He looks cooked, and it's easy to walk past him and stuff. You know what I mean? I mentioned it, and people were saying, "Oh no, no," but it's obvious to see that the guy is not playing at the certain standard that he can. Great assist for Rashford against West Ham. We know he's got quality, but overall, through a 90-minute game, he can't compete like that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And that's why I'm saying we need players in the midfield who can compete on a simple dual basis. I can see a comment from Marcus somewhere. He said something like Premier League is overstated when it comes to like physicality. Maybe the word you see when I talk about physicality, I don't talk about necessarily. I can't explain it. I'm not saying the Premier League's this flipping league of monsters, but the Premier League is very athletic. It's very fast paced. You have to have running power. You have to have running power in this league. It's a damn fact. And we don't have enough running power in our team at all. We don't have enough players that get involved that can win duels. And duels, people seem to only think of it as midfield 50-50s or something. Duels are also, can you get on the board and just drive past a certain player? Can you just
United has no players like that too, by the way. United has a serious lack of players who are able to carry the ball. A serious lack of it.
There we go. Look at Arsenal. You got Partey, you got Xhaka. Them two, they can do both. They can mix
both
it.
Wingers.
Exactly. You look at when Klopp was at his best. You look at when Klopp was at his Liverpool at their best. What was it all based on? Running power. They're like, yes, we can talk about Man City, and people seem to think that Man City, yes, they have all these technical football players, but first and foremost, that's Pep's ideology, and that's his way of it. Not everyone can replicate that. Let's get that right, first of all. And second of all, the players that he does have still are able to run. That's why City looks so like sometimes when you see Grealish starting and you see Mahrez starting on the wing, and then like you're like, there's something that's missing in the game. There's something that's missing. You know what I'm trying to say?
Explosion,
Is that athleticism? You know what I'm saying? So I think like it's important. It's important. That's why when I talk about some of these names that Man United need, exactly. Thank you, Ash. Look at KDB's ball carrying is elite. Bernardo's ball carrying is elite. And they're not afraid to get involved in duels. So there's a lot that Man United need to do. The squad's not ready. It's not ready. But Ten Hag is easily.
I was gonna say on Ten Hag, right? Like, because I basically opened up Stoppage Time TV for the United section. Even on other podcasts I've been on, I said this is really the first game, or maybe not the first game, but the one for me, the first game I would say since the first two that I looked at Ten Hag's selection. I looked at his in-game management. I looked at the way he approached the game, and I thought that he got it pretty wrong. I thought he got it extremely wrong. I saw an earlier comment saying if we had a midfield of Gibson and Park Ji-sung, United would be able to compete in this kind of game. And again, I hate to kind of bring it back to what United used to do, but I think you look at every single top team in the league, and they strategize for different battles. You can't go into every single game playing the same exact way with the same two players, the same exact approach. You talk about this was a game that needed fight. There was a midfield battle that Villa from minute 1 to minute 90 dominated. This is a game where, for me, you look at those two scrappers in McTominay or Fred, and I would play one of them next to an Eriksen and a Casemiro. And this isn't me saying this is how Ten Hag should do his job. This is what he should have done. He was wrong not to do it. But I think that was the biggest takeaway for me. Villa outbattled United. They didn't outclass them with their football. They outbattled them. And I think that comes directly from the midfield. And a guy like Fred, for all his limitations, guarantees you for 90 minutes energy, tackling, bite, fight. And I think United drastically missed a player like that.
There's just not enough. There's just not enough going through. You look at through the spine. You're talking about Ronaldo, who lacks that now. Eriksen lacks that. Donny lacks that. Maybe Casemiro can have that. Lindelof lacks that. You're looking through the spine of the team. The spine is weak, bro. The spine is weak. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I don't think Villa necessarily were out here popping it and going crazy. But listen, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying now United need to have rubbish technical players and guys that can just run. I'm not saying that. The quality still has to be high. The quality still has to be high, but you got to realize every game in this league, you're going to compete. You have to compete. If you don't beat these guys in the simple things of outrunning them, yeah, and out competing them, then you're going to lose in this Premier League, bro. You're going to lose. And we're showing that. So there's a lot of things that, as I said, Ten Hag's going to have to learn, man. Every single time he's tried to go a little bit positive in midfield, we've lost. Etihad, lost. Doing this whole Eriksen number 6 versus Brentford, lost. Donny at Villa Park, lost. Bro, we can't
I just don't think United has the spine set. Like, they're building it, but I don't think the spine is set enough to kind of be afforded that luxury. And I see some people saying, like Z, for example, says one bad game. This is the reaction from United fans. I'm saying another person say if Fred had started, you would. The point of this whole live here isn't to just say that United season is finished. United are it's back to square one. United, everyone is crap. That's not the point of this live, and that's not the point that me and Cam are trying to spread here. I think the main thing is
saying it's not over. Yeah. Like what I'm trying to say is that people just need to realize the level of the squad. I did check my tweets. I didn't overreact after the loss against Villa. I was just like, damn, that's disappointing, but this is how it's gonna be.
It's a bit of a reality check, if anything.
It's just a reality check, man. Like, because some fans started to dream, because we have Ten Hag, we know we've got this good manager. Some fans are starting to dream and think, hold on, you're starting to look at how many are we? If we win our game in hand, we're actually only 4 points behind Man City. Wait, what? Hold on. No, forget that. Forget that. We can be level with Man City right now. We're going to finish way below them, bro. That's just what I'm trying to say. I just think that people ain't ready for that. And I get what this JDE comps is saying about Fred started. If Fred started, blah, 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 blah. I hear it. But at the same time, look at who are even saying if Fred is the other option. Fred and McTominay.
And that's why the title of this video is Squad Depth Hits Ten Hag. That's for me the perfect one, because I kept saying, right, if United keep their main 11 fit and healthy, I believe they can do something this year. Not saying title or anything, but I believe that they can compete against most teams. But the reality is, and I keep saying it, United's squad isn't deep, and we have injury-prone players. I saw there's a super chat here from Ash that I wanted to get to eventually. Do you get rid of Varane? Me personally, no, because I think at the moment he's United's one or two best center back. But the reality is he is injury prone. Martial is injury prone. I believe Martial is United's best striker, but you can't rely on the guy. So that's really the situation of United. These kinds of games are going to happen more. This isn't the first time United will lose a disappointing game this year. It's going to happen numerous times during the season. And for me, the biggest reason is they just don't have the squad, bro. They don't have the squad whatsoever.
Bruv, this is the thing. We haven't got the squad. But it's like Varane is unreliable. We do need to sign a centre back in the summer, definitely, because we can't be one injury away from Lindelof. Because clearly, Maguire is not my man's cup of tea, Ten Hag's, and I think he's probably going to be looking to leave. He'll have a grown man conversation with Ten Hag in the summer as well. And Maguire is not going to be short of any pursuiters. He's not, especially if he has a decent World Cup. He's this Mr. Maguire. He's got a PR. He's a big man in this country, bro. He'll find a club. So we can't be one injury away from Lindelof. We just can't from Lindelof and Martinez. That is a mid back two. That is a mid partnership. I'm sorry. So we can't be one injury away from that. So we are going to need to sign a centre half, and then we need competition for places. Do you know what I mean? We need competition for like serious competition for places. So there's a lot that's missing in the team as well, but we can't ignore that. And that one thing that is really missing in this team is goals.
Yeah,
it's goals. It's goals, bro.
Yeah.
We do not score goals. Last season, we scored 57 goals, the least in United history, I believe it is, in the Premier League. This season, we've scored how many? 17.
Not that many. Yeah, less than Haaland.
There we go. 17 goals. We do not score goals, bro. We need goals in this team. We need goals in this team, bro. So there's a lot to go, man. Goals doesn't just mean sign a striker and goals are going to come in. Goals also means creativity. Goals also mean, bro, this is what I'm talking about, ball carrying and da-da-da-da-da. Goals also means opening chances, and creativity isn't just, I don't just mean by somebody that's going to get the ball and thread it through ball. I'm talking about somebody that's going to get past somebody, go past 1, 2, cross it in, there might be a goal. We don't create like that. We don't have many avenues of scoring goals, Manchester United. We don't have many avenues of scoring. The only way United are going to get someone that can potentially score is if you get someone that's like right, you see like how man are talking about Osimhen, yeah? In his perfect mode, I'm talking about he will have to be at his peak. He's the type of striker that might be able to eat in this certain team. Yeah. Battering ram, I'm just going to cause chaos. Pump it to me. I can make a long ball that should have just landed on my chest. Somehow I'm through on goal. He's like one of them type of guys, right? But that's him. We would have to hope he is at his peak and everything goes rosy. And that's unrealistic, bro. Do you know what I mean? That's unrealistic. So there's a lot that needs to go, man. How can you score 17 goals in the league so far? I was looking at something to see just the top scorers and that. Not one Man United player is even close.
What is it? Rashford is our top scorer this year.
What is that? And how many goals has he got? 4.
Beats 4 or 5, maybe. Yeah.
4. 2. 4. That's embarrassing. So goals,
100%.
It's crazy. So this, what I'm saying is, it's going to take a while for Man United to be what we want to be. And no, it does. Sorry. It doesn't have to take a while, but it's going to take a lot of doing, should I say. That doing could be done all in one summer. Who knows? And we just come out next season on fire. Who knows? But there's a lot of work that needs to be done. Okay, 18. We scored 1 more goal than Chelsea. We need to do a lot of work to the squad. That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't have to be a long journey, but we need to do a lot of work to the squad. And until then, we're gonna get these inconsistencies, people, bro. Yeah. -2. What is it in the Premier League? -1.
-1 or -2. Yeah.
Come on, man. And this is a serious team. -1. I'm sorry, yeah. If the Premier League allow Man United to finish in the top 4 with a goal difference under 20, not even under 20, with a goal difference around what we have now, with this -1 and stuff, they need to cancel the league, bro.
Thanks.
They need to cancel the league.
We got a few questions. I just want to go through them. Classic Zoo, what was Rooney? I'm going to guess his last season. What, 16, 17? I'm not sure what the correlation here is, but I'm pretty sure it's his last one. If not, maybe one of those years where he was playing like third fiddle to Tevez and Ronaldo, but I think it's his last season, 16, 17.
Hey, don't tell me that one, man. Rooney was cold in 07, 08, and 08 and 9. And he was nice in those seasons. Like,
how many goals did he score? We're talking about Rooney's worst scoring season.
Oh, scoring. I didn't realize.
No, I'm not saying his worst season. No, his worst scoring season. That's why I said the last one I would figure under Mourinho.
Must be the last one, bro.
Yeah.
When he scored his 250th goal, and I had to get the hell out of here, bro.
Yeah. So we got a few questions. Satinder asks, you guys should do a show worst starting 11 poster Alex. We did the best starting 11 poster Alex. Maybe one day we'll do the worst one. That's a good shout, bro.
Most of them are still employed.
Last year's squad, bro.
Most of them are still employed, bro.
Yeah, we might do that. Okay, so there's that one. Question from Z. Lias and Cams, what is our level? Do you think we're better than Chelsea, Spurs? Because I think we are. So then if that's our level, the expectations need to be realistic. I'll tell you what I believe United's level is. I think when everyone is fit, and that's again when, that's a massive if right there. Yeah, I believe that they're at the level of Spurs, Chelsea, Newcastle, and even Liverpool this year. Because I think Liverpool, although they're starting to look a little better recently, I would still say when everyone is fit at United, they can probably consider themselves at that tier of club. Whether you think they're the best of those teams, the worst, I think they're around that level. The problem is, I don't trust United when everyone gets injured like they are right now to be able to keep up with those teams results-wise. You've seen Liverpool, they've missed a few players, and as much as we banter them this year, they're still in and around the same positions as United. I think they're more equipped
Liverpool
to
will
still win
probably
games.
about Man United, bro.
They definitely could. I think, especially if United's injury problems continue, then they definitely will. But I think when both teams are healthy, and you know what? I say when both. When Liverpool are probably fully healthy, they're probably better than United. Let's be real. But the way it was going this season, I say if, they most definitely are.
They are
But
better
the way it was
than
going for this season, I think United and Liverpool have been around the same level. Now, if Liverpool go and get super healthy for the rest of the season, things change. But right now, I would put them around that tier of club. And I keep saying, if United stay completely healthy, then yeah, they could make a run for third. They could make a run for fourth. But will that happen?
Wait, why is everyone saying Saliba? What did you say about Saliba?
What did I
What
say
am I
about
reading?
Saliba?
Oh no, maybe it's in the comments somewhere. Oh no, sorry. Somebody in the comments said might not grab Saliba. Anyway, yeah, go on. Sorry.
Yeah, so that's where I sit with United. I think when everyone is healthy, they're a really good team. I think they can compete with those caliber of clubs, but that's a big if.
Mm-hmm. Look, I think Spurs, Man United, and Chelsea are all three average, three mid teams. Like they're decent. I don't know what the word to say. Just okay teams, right? Spurs have got probably more of a something about them in terms of that steel. They're terrible in these big 6 games and stuff, but can't really predict what Spurs are going to do. But they have world-class Kane. Yeah, I mean, they have a world-class player, and he's got 11 Premier League goals in this system that people think is no one can play in. This. He's got 11 goals in there. So as long as they got someone like that, they're always with a shooter's chance. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But I think these 3 teams are okay. I think Liverpool are going to get these 3 teams down, bro. I think Liverpool are going to get these 3 teams down when they're on, if they get everyone back. Someone like Konate, if he can stay fit,
that's big.
It's a big difference.
He's a colossus, man. Yeah.
And I'm not saying that Spurs. I think Spurs actually were better, way better in the second half than Liverpool. Liverpool are still going to go through these moments as well.
They're not a perfect team, no doubt.
Yeah. And that's why they're not competing for the title. But yeah, when you look at Liverpool, what did they have? If Salah got some form, he have a consistent goal scorer. And he's starting to get in the mood, whatever. Even if the other day he ricocheted one and chased it into the net or whatever he did again in the Champions League and scored 2 lovely goals, even though one was gifted by by Dyer. If they get him on form, that's a big boost. If they get Konate back, I know it's a lot of ifs, but I think that Liverpool have too much going for them as a club to lack. I think they got too much for them as a club to lack this much. I think they'll still get top 4. It's between these 3 teams. I think Chelsea are really bad. I think Chelsea are really bad. I can say that I think Man United are better than Chelsea, but I don't think Man United. I think Man United and Tottenham are at similar levels. But I think Man United are better than Chelsea. I think Chelsea are probably the worst of those lot at the moment.
Yeah.
They haven't really got everything that I'm saying with Man United, you can really say for Chelsea as well, they ain't got goal scorers. They ain't got no one that's really going to take man on. They haven't really got the necessary physicality in midfield. Yeah. A lot of what I'm saying about Man United, I can say about Chelsea. But when you look at Spurs, they've got a goal scorer. They've got physicality. They've got a top manager as well who's been there, done it. So I think Chelsea and Man United are both in experiment phase. I need serious rebuilds. I think Spurs can maybe squeeze something out of this squad, just the last bit out of this squad. But I think Liverpool will still.
Yeah, Spurs are another one too, right? Like a lot of it depends on their fitness. As much as I've been slandering them the last few weeks, they haven't had Kulusevski, who I don't know where you stand on this, but Fuad actually thinks he's their most important player. I would say he's maybe not the most, but he's high up there. Richarlison has been out. Son, although hasn't had the greatest season, that's another guy who's been out. So, bro, they were playing Perisic up front.
Kane is their most important player.
I agree with you.
What ends up happening is a lot of the time you ignore who's the best player and say somebody else is the most important. You know what I mean? I remember with Barcelona, people used to be like, yeah, Messi is there, but the real important one is Iniesta. It's like, no, it's not. It's Messi. You know what I mean?
What's that video of Fergie? They asked him in the press conference before the Champions League final, like, who's the player? If you could have anyone on Barcelona, he says Mascherano.
Do you know what I mean? And I remember when it was like they were saying stuff like, yeah, yes, that Ronaldinho's there, but the real important player is Henrik Larsson. No, it's not, bro. No, it's not. You know what I mean? No, it's not, bro.
Hey,
and that's what happens. Kane is their most important player. Kulusevski's nice. He's a very big contributing factor, but Kane is their most important player. Man. People do that a lot, man. We need to stop all that stuff, man. It happens all the time, bro. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It happens all the time, literally. So yeah.
I'm gonna read this super chat here from Emmanuel just because it links to a lot of the questions that we're getting. We need a complete central midfielder that has many attributes. For example, ball carrying, progressive passer, combative, energy, etc.
That's funny. That's exactly it, isn't it?
Kevin Love.
Yeah, they got D-Wade, they got Brom, but it's Chris Bosh. He's the glue. Allow it, man. Allow it, bro.
Yeah, but no, on this super chat, on the subject of I bring this one up. Obviously, thank you for the super chat, Emmanuel. But a few people are asking us in general, who would you suggest the board bring in to strengthen the midfield? This guy's asking about Enzo Alvarez from Ajax. People have been talking about Enzo from Benfica. A lot of questions about the midfield. Everyone knows where I stand on this. I keep saying first phase dictator. You need someone in the first phase who can pick up the ball from his center backs, progress the ball, whether it's through carrying, passing. Everyone knows how I feel about Frankie de Jong. I think he's brilliant. I think he was the kind of profile United needed badly. And I think 6 months into the season, we're still seeing United need that profile badly. So whether it's Frankie, whether it's Enzo, Bellingham in the craziest of situations, if United can manage to lure him away from the big guys, that's the kind of profile United needs, in my opinion. What about you, Cam?
Yeah, I ain't too familiar. I'm going to now have to do what I did with Donny and start looking into this Enzo.
I'll love you some comps, bro. I'll love you some comps real quick. I'll slide you the footage on the slide.
If you can't pass Cam's YouTube test, you ain't making it. You ain't
just
good.
In general, bro. As a former comp maker myself, bro. If you can't manage to look good in a comp, because bro, comp makers are nuts. Editing can make any player look insane. If you can't look good in a 3-minute comp, you're a flop.
Bro, I'm telling you now, yeah, my comp to success rate and bust rate is crazy, bro. If you can't impress me on a comp, you're mid, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I need to pay attention to this guy. But I like Thingy. I like what's my man's name? I don't think he's gonna come to United. That Alvarez guy at Ajax. I don't want another Ajax player, but I think he's all right.
No, I
don't think he's too bad.
I don't think, anyways, that's the profile United needs. I keep saying this word profile, but like for me, I look at him like a Casemiro for me. Like I still think he's like that more natural destroyer. United needs someone next to Casemiro, gets on the ball and balls out, man. That's who they need, in my opinion.
Yes, you said listen, I've said Man United need a Declan Rice. Liverpool need a Declan Rice. Chelsea need a Declan Rice. I'm telling, man. Rodrigo, De Paul. What did I say to you when I saw them Atletico players are available? I said, give me De Paul, bro.
I like guys like this too, like Tonali, Barella, bro. Like I know Cam don't love his Italians too much, but like players who can get on the ball from deep.
I like Tonali. I like both of these players. No, I
think both of them are really good.
Yeah, they're both good players, but they're the in things at the moment. So that means, that means big prices. You know what I mean? United have got to work on this scouting, bro. If De Paul is really up for sale, why should United not be in for someone like that?
I'd love De Paul at United.
Not be in that.
Yeah.
Why would you not be involved in something like that? You know what I mean? So
100.
That's just how I see it,
100%. We got a few more questions. We'll do this one really quick just because Ash asked a few times. Can we get a reaction to United versus Barca at the end too? We'll do it now. Guys, I see the rest of your questions. We'll answer all of them for sure. But Cam, I know you were gassed about getting Barca just because, look, man, after watching Omonia, after watching Sheriff, give me some Showtime. Hey, man, the Europa League draw low-key cooked up some bigger slappers in the Champions League, man. I saw Club Brugge versus Benfica. That's a Conference League fixture, bro. Forget about Europa League.
Literally, bro. Literally. No, he asked you anyway. What's your thoughts?
Oh, yes, me, my fault. Yeah. Nah, listen, bro. I wanted Barcelona to begin with. I'm with Cam. Like, first of all, United have not had enough big European nights, especially at Old Trafford in the last few years. I know people will talk about PSG a few years back, Atletico last year, if you want to consider that a blockbuster Champions League tie, Barca a few years back, but it hasn't happened enough. United just haven't been good enough to get far enough in those competitions. And it's kind of sad that you're looking at 10 years ago, these were the two Champions League finalists, possibly the two best teams in the world. But Barcelona, Old Trafford, no matter what you say, United going to the Camp Nou, these are blockbuster Champions League ties. It's just a shame that's happening in the Europa League, but I'm very happy about the tie. Frankie, you could not live with your own failures, so where did it lead you? Back to me.
Yo, if
Bring
we
it
get,
on, man.
you know what I mean? If FTBR, I know you lot are watching. I'm saying like, I don't mind a little
Road trip.
I don't mind a little trip to Barcelona. Still, I don't mind that one.
Yes,
but like, listen, I've said you have to play these teams eventually. What did get into the final against all these mid teams and losing to the first decent team like Villarreal do for us?
I disagree with that point, though, Cam. I disagree with that, Cam. Bro, Mourinho won the Europa League with the easiest Europa League draw of all time.
And it was all mid.
But we didn't care. We won the trophy.
Yeah, I didn't say you have to care. I didn't say you have to care. I'm just saying we might have to. Was the Europa League as strong as it is in this year as the one that we won it? That year was mid.
That was horrible.
That's what I'm saying. But this year, you're going to have to play these teams eventually, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? All right, cool. We went to the quarterfinal, then we get Barcelona, or then we get. What difference does it make? We're gonna have to play these guys. All it is bragging rights. Like, we didn't get knocked out the last 16. We got knocked out of the quarterfinal. No, we didn't get. We got to the semis. You got to play these teams eventually, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So unless people are basically just saying the only way United were going to win the Europa League or compete is if they avoided Barcelona, if that's the case, that's not the case. The Europa has changed now. You're going to end up playing good teams. Arsenal, and all I'm saying is United have spent way too long playing all these mediocre teams, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to lie, I just want some excitement. If you're going to win the Europa League, this is our destiny, bro. You got to beat them.
Nah, I'm with you 100%. I'm happy about the draw. And like I said, if we can crash it on Frankie, show him what he could have had, that's just an added bonus. Another question here from Niz. Niz says, what is missing from United's squad? Is our starting 11 stronger than Arsenal's? Not even close for me. Nah, not in my opinion. We're missing a lot. We're missing a goalkeeper, center forward, arguably, in my opinion, two midfielders, possibly some. Yeah, we're missing a lot. We're a good distance away from Arsenal. Arsenal, for me, you look at their 11, and you might not think they have like the biggest names, the biggest stars, but there's cohesion. Every player in their specific role works. It's obviously well thought out. The system is excellent. I think Arsenal are a much more coherent team than United by far. And it shows in the table.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even look through 1 to 11. Yeah, I'd probably Arsenal team. I'll probably take the Arsenal. I'll take the Arsenal team.
By far. It's not even a question in my opinion.
Listen, it's all about perception though, isn't it? Like a year ago, you might have said different. Now it's not. It's all about perception. If the players raise their level, you look at them differently, innit? But this team,
I think even as the players, who are United's best two players, Kim? Who would you say?
Casemiro and Varane, probably.
And now look at Arsenal in those two positions. They have Partey and Saliba. And even if you think one who's better between the two, they both stack up, in my opinion. I think. Look, I would probably take Casemiro over Partey, but I wouldn't argue against anyone who would take Partey over Casemiro. Those are the two best players we have. The rest of them, for me, are whitewashes in almost every single position.
Yeah, you can probably say so. So, listen, there we go. But United just need to improve their squad. That's the real basis of it. You know what I mean? But yeah, as I said, United got Barcelona in Europa. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, man. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time.
Definitely, we'll enjoy it.
Big European nights, people. This is what it's all about.
Yes, sir. Question: do you men think we need a center back that commands the defensive line? Because what I've noticed from the games is that there's always a huge gap between our defense and midfield when we press high. You go ahead and answer that.
Do you man think we need something that commands that we always do? That's because we get outrun, bruv, in midfield. This is what I mean. We get outrun. The gaps between them are huge. It's funny because I actually think Martinez is good on the front foot, and he's good on the front foot, like getting stuck into things. But you've seen all season, Martinez isn't great at things in behind him.
Yeah.
He's not great at things down beside him or in behind him, and he struggled with that a few times. Do you know what I mean? So I've seen it a few times, and we saw it as well for the goal. Not his fault at all. Why Lindelof is engaging with Watkins and doesn't bring him down and just gets bullied and lets Watkins face play and find a pass is unbelievable. But that pass down the side that my man did, Martinez had to make a decision, right?
Yeah.
Do I engage with that tackle to the passer or try and block off the runner, or do I just get in a foot race with this guy? And his decision in the end was, okay, let me get in a foot race with this guy. That's not his bread and butter. He's gone because Martinez isn't the quickest. He's not the quickest kind of guy. He's very aggressive and snappy, but he's not that kind of guy where he's going to come out and you can't beat him for pace. My man, Bailey, who's a quick guy as well, let's not get that twisted, but he was off. If that was Konate, if that was Van Dijk, if that was Saliba, if that was Koulibaly, if that was even Trevor Chalobah or any of these guys, they would probably got him. They would have probably got a slide tackle in there. But Martinez, that's not him. You don't want him in positions like that. But that's why Lindelof, you do not leave your man like exposed like this. It's simple things in football, You don't leave your man exposed like that. And he got left exposed. But no, I fully agree that United need to. The gaps between the midfield and defense is big. Casemiro.
I'll tell you why I think it is, Cam. This is something that I don't see enough people talking about. United statistically are the second deepest team in the league in terms of how deep their defense is. And for me, there's only one man responsible for that, and that's the goalkeeper. I think United are playing deeper than they want to because they have a goalkeeper that doesn't command his line, that doesn't sweep enough, that with the ball at his feet is almost... And you see how many times United has to go long with the ball. I just think that factor is completely screwing everything up. And then people are talking about Eriksen is not mobile enough. Like, is he more of an attacking midfielder than a defensive? Of course, but I think that's the biggest issue because 10 teams want to play on the front foot. They want to play advanced, but that defensive line is so deep that now all of a sudden you have this massive gap in between the both of them. It's a C. Anyone who kind of picks up the ball in that area can turn and has plenty of space to run into. That's the way I see it.
Do you see? Listen, when you watch Eriksen. When you watch Alisson, when you watch what's the other guy's name? Edison, you watch these type of guys, these guys are off their line, man. Alisson's off that line, bruv. You know what I mean? These men off that line. Lloris even tries that nonsense and he makes some errors sometimes, yeah. But Lloris be off his line. You gotta be off your line and stuff like that. We do defend deep, but also one thing that I've liked about for someone like Martinez is that when we do defend deep, he is able to still come and try and engage and win, or he'll foul you, whatever. You know what I mean? He wouldn't do what Lindelof does. However, if we are going to move further forward, where we do then have a keeper who's running and sprinting around, we're going to see how many times we do get caught in positions like the other day. You know what I mean? Where is that pass down the side, that long ball over the top? Because we're not getting many opportunities where teams are doing that because we're a bit deeper.
Yeah.
But when we do go higher up, is that pass down the side actually now going to start affecting Martinez or whatever? But look, it was just one of those games, man. Mario made a good point here. Like, I just don't think that Ten Hag has full trust in this squad right now. Ten Hag's looking at it and like, I'm having to make do with what I got. But the ugly head will always still show itself. We're just not a complete team in any aspect. We're just not a complete team yet. So, yes, Ten Hag could plug this gap, but this is going to pop out, by the way. You know what I mean? That's just what's going to happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever had one of those coats? Have you ever had a coat, yeah? Those puffy jackets that flipping has the wool coming out of it. And you're like, Dad, get one bit out of the way. And then it just pops out here. Throw that one up. And it's like, bro, you get a new jacket, bruv. You know what I'm saying? You get a new coat, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is. You're going to stitch one bit, the next bit's going to pop, go stitch the other bit. It's just going to happen, man. It's not complete, bro.
So, that's jokes. I'm with you. This one hurts me, man. Thoughts on Liverpool selling, and when will the Glazers sell? Hey, man, it's not looking good, bro. If they get those Qataris, if they get those men from Saudi Arabia, it's long for the league, bro. I can't lie.
Boy, yeah. Listen, I don't know what's gonna happen with all that, but Liverpool getting a takeover. But if it's like actually like state owned,
a long day.
We'll never come back. United will never come back. Never.
I don't think anyone. I think Liverpool could dominate because, bro, how big of a club that is. If they get that City kind of backing, that Newcastle kind of backing, we're finished.
Football will is getting out of hand, man.
Nah. Unless they want to come to us, then actually all of it come through. Let it get out of hand. Do you guys think the board is competent enough to give Ten Hag what he wants to succeed? We need at least 200. I'm gonna guess 200 million pounds to overhaul the squad of quality. That's the main question, right? And like people keep saying, Ten Hag, he got 200 million pounds. How much more does he need? Van Gaal got 200 million pounds his first season. Mourinho got that much. Oli got that much. The question is, will the Glazers continue backing their manager, especially if Ten Hag comes top four? That's usually when the Glazers tend to back off and say, okay, you got our primary objective. Now we're not really looking for the title. All we're looking for you to do is consolidate the position, and the money becomes less and less available. Until I see it, I won't believe it. But that's where I stand on it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't really have much to say about. You just don't really know what this board are gonna do. Do you know what I mean? You just don't really know. So I think they need to. I think they understand that they need to spend money, but there's still gonna have to be money raised, people, in sales. We do not sell. We cannot buy 200 million pound worth of players and still keep this size of squad. Many players need to leave. You know what I'm trying to say? They need to leave. So as long as we can sell as well, then maybe we'll have a lot of money to spend. But let's see.
Where's the commissioner, bro? We need to rebuke this takeover, bro. Give him another yank, man. Z, we'll take a few more questions, guys, just because we've been around an hour now. Do you guys think we should go strong in the Carabao Cup? All right, well, this is the next order of business. Thank you, Z, actually. We do have the Carabao Cup tomorrow, and Z asks, do you guys think we should go strong in the Carabao Cup to stand a chance of winning a trophy, or rest players and get knocked out so the schedule gets easier? What do you think?
I do want to see some other players play as well, but you still need to go decently strong. I think Villa are going to go strong. I think Villa still... Where are Villa in the league? It's not like
yeah.
It's not like they're 13th. Villa are not in the position where it's like, oh my God, we're going to get relegated. We need to rest our players for a big relegation scrap. I think Villa are going to go strong. Emery's still going to want to get a continuity. He just came in, got a win. He's probably just going to want to see Wagwan and carry on. So I think they're going to go strong. So Man United can't go too weak, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? You can't go too weak, but I still want to see an Iqbal play. I want to see Iqbal play, bro. That's all I want to see. You know what I'm saying? I want to see someone like get a game, maybe Garnacho a start. But then overall, you're still going to need to play a strong team. Martial, I just saw you come off the bench, mate. I better see you starting on Thursday. You know what I mean? Anthony, I saw you doing, hey, because you got the call up. I better see you, mate. You know what I mean? To me,
you ain't seeing Anthony another minute of this season until the World Cup, bro.
Bro, Anthony, I'm watching him closely. I know what he did there. Varane, I heard that you're going to be fit to make the World Cup. I want to see you on Thursday, mate. You know what I mean? Nah. I want to see you on Thursday, bro. I want to see you on
talking Thursday. Like KSI. I want a piece of that.
Nah, but honestly, I want to see Martial's fit. You should start. Rashford, I still think Rashford should start. Casemiro, I'm still starting alongside I don't know. I would want like an Iqbal, but if it's like McTominay or something, cool. Mate, Bruno, you didn't play on the weekend. Right? He should still come in. So still a strong team, but still you can bring in a few. But
I don't think those.
I want to win the Carabao.
I think that's the main question, right? Because in terms of fitness, bro, United does not care whether Bruno picks up an injury against Villa and he's available for Portugal. Like in terms of that, we got 2 games left until the World Cup, and then it's a nation. It's those countries' problem. That's not our problem anymore. I think people are really wondering, do we prioritize the Carabao Cup because further down the line it'll be fixture congestion?
I mean, the word prioritize makes out like we're gonna now no, you just take the competition seriously. That's all it is. Where's
No, I
Sancho?
agree with you. What do you say?
Where's Sancho?
Sancho is trying to create a narrative that he's injured, so he can't get called up for the England team. I fit the requirement, but I didn't get called up.
Bro, he's been ill for a time, bro. I was ill. I'm back, bro. I'm back.
Saving face right now, bro.
I'm back streaming, bro. Sancho, bro. This is the thing, like Sancho, Anthony, bro. Like, where are these guys, man? Where are these guys? Listen, you shouldn't prioritize anything. Prioritize makes it out like, you're gonna prioritize it over another competition. No, just try and win every competition you're in, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah, you can rotate, but I don't want to see some mad weak team that if we lose, just like whatever. We just lost as well against Villa. Go and get your lick back, bro. If these guys don't look at these guys and say, what? Yeah, we're gonna clap you out of the competition, out of the cup, then I don't rate these guys.
Fair enough. Guys, I think we're gonna leave it here. Obviously, we got a big game tomorrow against Villa. We may be back for that. We'll see. We'll keep you guys up to date. But that's what Trix is asking here. Will you guys go live after the Carabao Cup? We will keep you guys posted on that. But we'll see us soon anyways. Cam will be back in the studio this weekend. FTBL culture is back. The World Cup is coming, guys, and we got a ton of content coming for you guys for that as well. So make sure you don't miss any of it. Subscribe, like, share, comment underneath this video what you guys want to see more of, and keep those notifications on as well so you can see more of this stuff as well. It's been myself, Lies. Cam, you got anything else you want to say?
No, just the same, man. Make sure you guys hit the like button, share, subscribe, drop a comment underneath once you leave. As I said, like as you're leaving as well. Yeah. FTBL culture, all of that is coming back. But what you saying? We running it back. We running it back this week, yeah, for a little episode. Maybe actually, I don't know if we are, but we'll see what's going on. But yeah, man, World Cup content gonna be coming. Let's see what happens, man. Winter World Cup hype, but we move in it. We'll be back soon.
Catch you. Peace.